Hello friends, welcome back to yet another Nifty Outlook and Trading with Trendline Investor series video. So this is for the 29th of July 2021. So as usual, this video would be divided into two parts. So the first half of the video would cover the Nifty daily outlook for today, and the second half would cover the Trade with Trendline Investor series, where we'll basically look at the trades that we are having for the positional trading series that we have started with 1 lakh. So yeah, if you're looking for the Trade with Trendline Investor series, then directly head to the second part. Otherwise, keep watching this video. So the Trade with Trendline Investor series is where I'll be trading with 1 lakh capital, and these are pure cash based positional trades, and I'll be sharing my trades and also I'll be discussing all the learnings on a regular basis. So if you haven't joined me yet, do join me, and let's jump into the first part of this video, which is the Nifty outlook. So in this, I'll be covering what happened to markets in the previous session. Today, there's not much learnings today, but also give my market view for today, which would include the long plan and the short plan. So what happened to the markets today or yesterday? So we had a crazy sell-off this morning. You see that huge wick over here. That was the sell-off that we are seeing around this level. Always we are seeing that market comes here to this level and then we reverse, right? So the level that I'd be watching out for is a close below 15,630, right? So that's the level that we have every time we've come and we've closed just above 15,630. Here the low was 15,632. Here the low was 15,635. Again, here we closed 15,632. Now again, we have closed well above 15,630. Even though we made intraday low of 15,500, we made this already here once. We touched 15,500 again. We touched 15,450 here once. So as of today, so yesterday the crazy sell-off happened, but our trend line on the linear chart is still safe. So if you just draw this trend line, you see that we have closed right above the trend line, right? So if you just observe here, we have closed right above the trend line, right? So, and if you just look closely towards the trend line, you will see that, you know, here there's not much touch, but we have clear touch points, 3 touch points here, and just kind of brushed the trend line and went higher. And again, we kind of brushed the trend line, and today we closed well above the trend line. So nothing to panic yet until we close above 15,630. I don't see any problem in the markets, and a lot of stocks are still running. So don't get worried or don't panic looking at short-term traders' views. But today, basically what happened is we've been seeing a crazy sell-off, and we did give a view yesterday that we should be shorting below this level, and we opened right at highs at 15,670, and then in the first 5 minutes we closed below. Now even if you did not short right at this point, probably you could have shorted at this point, when we again consolidated for 15-20 minutes, and then we broke down, and this we kept making lower highs and lower lows, and we had this huge wick over here, and then we just kept heading higher. Now if you were probably short, our short was triggered I think somewhere around here when we broke this channel over here, or even below this point, right? So we were short, and if you had carried your shorts, then probably you could have exited your shorts somewhere around this point when we broke the swing high. Now today someone asked me, using pivot indicator, if you use the pivot indicator, you sometimes tend to get out very late, right? So there are multiple ways to trade in markets, so you have to find your way. I just gave this as a recommendation, but this is not just the only way to trade, obviously. So what you could have done is probably, you could have trailed your stop to this swing high, this swing here, this lower high, and finally this lower high, and you could have got out here, right? So when the markets were here, right, so we had a dip, then you would trail your stop here, then we just wait for another dip to form, then we went up and we came down, right? So again, probably you could have come out of your shorts at this point over here, because there was this massive wick, and then you saw a small rise, a consolidation, again breakout above this point. At least if not here, you could have got out here, and then you could have probably gone long as well, right? But overall, we have recovered, finally after continuous lower high, lower lows, we have kind of broken that structure here, I would say. Okay, so still, according to the pivot, still we have not broken the lower high, lower lows, but according to the point I am looking for, I think we have broken the lower high, lower lows structure, and we are good. We also broke out from this bearish trend line. If you see, we kind of retested around this point, and if you just extend this over here, you could see that this probably was a point where we retested this trend line and we have broken out. Now, again, I mentioned this point as the point of level to short, and if you have noticed here, we kind of had resistance here. We came down again, we went and closed higher. So for now, in case you want to go long, then probably you should go long above yesterday's high, which is 15,765 levels. Okay, so that's the point you have to go long. So yeah, just to remind you, not much learnings today. So in case you just had to, if you couldn't short in the first 5 minutes, then just wait for 15-20 minutes consolidation or 30 minutes consolidation, and then short below that low. There's nothing else. Otherwise, 10 days like the last 2 days are the days where you make a lot of money. But coming to the market outlook for today, or my plan for today is go long only above 15,767, or until that is crossed, I not probably go long. But if you're a little aggressive, you could probably go long. Tomorrow morning, if you open somewhere around here, around these levels, probably you can go long around the current levels. And then you could keep your stop somewhere around 646, right? Again, 60-point stop, probably wait for a swing consolidation, then go long. Otherwise, if you want to go short, then I think the level is very clear. You go short below 15,645, right? So that's the levels for short. But yeah, as I always mention, there's nothing to panic yet. There are still stocks which are going higher, so don't panic and just sell off all your stock holdings. You see on the weekly time frame also, we are kind of within that range. We are not going anywhere for the last 5 weeks. We're just within that range, right? It's kind of a rectangle consolidation. So yeah, just probably we had to wait and just see when it breaks at 16,000 level. But do remember, once we break that 16,000 odd level, we are probably going to have a very strong rally, and don't just give up before that. So that's the Nifty outlook, friends, today. So in case you liked it, do let me know. If you have any questions, do let me know as well. Now, jumping into the second part of this video, which is the Trade with Trendline Investor series. So as usual, we look at the current trades in Zerodha, then we look at the current charts for the holdings that we have, and then look at a trading journal. So starting with our current holdings. So Jubilant Ingria hit our stop loss. Otherwise, all other stocks, we're continuing to holding all other stocks. Top holding continues to remain Apar Industries. Fact is around 0.5% of our portfolio loss, 0.3% here and 0.4% here. So I couldn't exit at 600. The GTD order was still at 555. Maybe I should start tracking this up on much closer, because this is not really my account and it's very small capital. But I think I'm going to do that now over here after, and I'm going to ensure that I don't lose even a single penny to markets just because of my mistakes. So otherwise, yes, Jubilant Ingria we exited, and if you see in the orders, that's the exit 25 at 591.4. So that's the trades that we have. Now just looking at the charts, right? So our charts are here as usual. So Apar Industries did not close well today. So the reason for that is because we have this massive, let me just get the volumes, right? So I'm sorry, yeah. So if you ask me the reason why Apar Industries is facing resistance is because of this. So when we went high in 2017, then we took support. This was support level. We broke down, we retested, and then we just fell down. And today again we are going and retesting that zone. Now I would not be really worried about this today, because we did have a good move up. Volumes have been good, but we closed below. Now this doesn't mean you just sell off your stocks because of this long wick at the top. Now we might just consolidate for a few more days. Remember, stop was at 600. We may just consolidate for a few more days and start a move higher. Right now, how fast will that move come? No one knows, right? So in this case, if you see, we had a probably consolidation of around 26th April to almost 1 month consolidation before it went up. Then again we had around 2 months of consolidation before we went up. So I will continue to hold this for now with a stop at 600. This is a stop around 600, and based on the candles that are forming in the next few days, I will take a call as to what I should be doing with Apar Industries. But for now, as of today, we are sitting in a good profit of 20%. Overall our portfolio is up just because of this by 5.4%, but overall our portfolio is up around 3.3% or even less. I'm not sure, around 1 point something. But for now, I'll not sell this because this is the only stock which is performing, and I'll continue to hold this. Right, so that's the first stock. Next, coming to fact fact is, again, right around that, it kind of broke down today, but still our stop loss wasn't hit. Our stop loss was 130. We went to 130.205, and I'm not sure, maybe this trend line is not valid anymore, because we have broken down, and I'll have to wait and see where this stock is taking support next. Now, this is one of the learnings that everyone need to learn, right? So just because a stock broke a trend line, it doesn't mean that the stock is going to crash or something like that. Now, this trend line is not really a significant one, because here, if you see from this point here, right, if I just drag this, if I just drag this, so probably this was significant here. Around this point is when kind of broke down, and this was probably a significant trend line. But still, remember, this is just 6 months trend line, and 6 months trend line is still not that reliable than a 1 year or 2 year trend line. So that's why I always keep my swing low as stop. Now, I do find entries based on trend line reversals or trend line breakouts, but I do not exit based on trend line breakdowns, because you can always just go sideways for a few more days and then move up again. So for now, I'm just going to keep my stop at 130. Even the low is 131, we rounded off to 130. I'm going to keep that stop. And another reason why I'm continuing to hold this is because we are around that range over there, and the fertilizer stocks are still doing well, and there's nothing to worry. So I'll continue to hold with 130. In case a stop hits, it hits, and we'll come out. So next is Tata Steel Bhushan Limited. Again, a good day. Last 2 days we've seen good volumes and good moves. So probably this is going to head higher. Not sure yet. Let's wait and watch. Jubilant Ingrevia hit a stop loss, but if you see, actually this was probably a trendline reversal. Now many may ask, was it too early to move your stop from 555 to 600? In hindsight, you can always take decisions and say, yes, there was a gap, you shouldn't have moved your stop to 600. But I wanted to add on to my positions earlier than missing a ride. Probably in hindsight, yes, I should have waited. But let's see, if Jubilant Ingrevia again crosses 670 odd levels, then probably I look at it again. But for now, I'm not looking at it again. For now, my stop is hit, and I have another stock in the watch list, which is Advanced Enzymes, and I will look at that. The next stock is Shririk Cement, and it's kind of retested that breakout level over here, around this part. So so for now looks good, nothing much to worry. Consigna Rolec again has kind of had a massive dip today morning, and then we have gone up again. This is a retest zone, right, in Consigna Rolec as well. So nothing to worry yet. Just continue to hold your stocks with stop loss. Right, now today I'm adding one more stock to my GTT, so it'll be Advanced Enzymes. Right, we've been looking at Advanced Enzymes for quite some time now, and if you see, or if you note here, I told you that this is probably a level to watch out for. And if you see this trend line, touch there, and touch there. So 412.1 was this high over here. Now I'm going to keep my entry price for Advanced Enzyme as 412, and I'm going to keep a stop at 396, right? So 396 this low, so I'm just going to keep it 396, or probably you can keep even this low, which is 394, right? Not a problem. So let's make it 394, right? So stop is 4.37, but I'm going to enter only above 412, right? And one of the other reason is because of this trend line touch over there. Right, so probably not a perfect trend line, but yes, probably a short-term trend line. Let's see what happens to the stock. If it moves high, it moves high. If it doesn't move, then we just don't enter. But if it crosses 412, I think that probably you might see some strength, and then the major level would be 427, 430 odd levels. So if you go above 430, then we're going to see a strong move towards 500. That will be very quick. But for now, let's see how this behaves. Also, if you just look at the EMAs, which I showed yesterday, every time the stock goes around that 50 EMA below, it kind of acts as a strong support, and then it just reverses. So will it reverse this time? I'm not sure, but the setup looks good. And let's place a GTT, and then let's see what happens. Right, so that's the plan for Advanced Enzymes. Now just going quickly into our trading journal for today. So I moved Jubilant Ingrevia from here to here, and we booked a 1% stop. So that has been the biggest loss till now. So we have lost around 3% of our capital because of the volatile markets. And yeah, so we have lost around 1% of our capital here. So still, yeah, once I cross 5,000 loss, that's when I will be even very conservative. For now I'm risking 1% maximum on my stock. The moment we go below 5,000, basically we lose 5,000 on 1 lakh capital, which is 5% of our overall capital. That's when I'll start reducing my risk even further. So probably I'll go down from 1% to 0.75% or even 0.5%. But for now, let's see how this market is behaving in the next few days, and then we can take a call, right? So otherwise I've not updated anything here. The only update here is advanced enzymes, which is around we'll buy 412 and we'll keep a stop at 394. And there are 2 other things which I mentioned yesterday still remains. So container elec, if it goes above 636, I will be adding more of container elec. Now also Shreedig cement, I will be adding more above 97.35. right? Now how much to add? I mentioned this already. So we'll probably, now that we have more money, what we can do is, so here if you see we have 11,000. So in case advanced enzymes doesn't get triggered and Shreedig or Kanzai, the stock goes up, then we'll just add, probably, I said 91 as a stop here. And I said for container elec, I mentioned the stop as, so probably we gotta keep a stop here, 600. So let's see what's the stop here. So 590, right? So I'll just move the stop to 600. And for Shreedig, it should be today's low. So 88.5. So 88.5. Right. So I will not pyramid Shreedig because the stop loss will not move higher. So Shreedig plan is dropped. So I'm just going to move it back. So Shreedig will continue to be 88. I will not pyramid Shreedig. So that plan is dropped because we hit a new low today, and a stop loss will always be the lowest point. So even container elec, the stop is 600. So probably I might add 500 worth risk, but I think I'll not do that. Let's see a good move, because right now none of the pyramids are working except Apar Industries. So we hit Jubilant Ingrevia pyramid stop, we hit Shakti Pump's pyramid stop. So maybe I'll just be conservative for now, and I'll just look at advanced enzymes. So here, if you see, the risk is 6 plus 12, 18 points into 37, right? So that's the risk that we'll be introducing. So that is around 666 rupees. So it's around 0.6% of a portfolio. So that's the risk we'll be introducing new, right? Yes, so that's the update, friends, for today. I hope you enjoyed it. In case you have any questions, do let me know. And don't forget to share this video with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Okay, thank you and have a good day.